We're on the road. Where transportation goes, community grows. Welcome to On the Road with the MTA. And welcome to another edition of On the Road with the MTA. I'm Jay Gibbons alongside with Stephanie Kay from the MTA. How's Stephanie?
I'm doing well, thank you. I must say I'm so grateful that the snow is kind of tapered off a little bit because it's so hard to drive.
Slightly warmer now.
It is. The days are getting a little bit longer each and every day.
Yes.
Looking forward to that.
That means spring is right around the corner.
That's right, because we've been very, very fortunate. The last 5 years, it's been very calm and very mild winters. This one really did us, and it's brutal.
It started in November. We had a short break of warm weather around Christmas and then the beginning of January, and then it's been cold ever since.
It's been frigid. Like, pipes are freezing. That's why I always said open up your cupboards underneath your doors if there's an outside wall, like maybe a bathroom or a kitchen, because if you open the cupboards doors underneath there, at least the warm air can get in there.
Yep.
And my daughter had hers freeze. It didn't break, thank goodness, but just a good idea. And just let it drip a little bit. It's not going to cost that much in water. It's going to be a lot less than getting your pipes fixed.
Oh, yeah.
And we will take you. We did not stop. MTA had the drivers out there. It's kind of like the post office, rain or shine. We were out there. Those drivers deserve a pat on the back because that was very challenging on the ice and the snow and the construction and how busy everybody was. And they were still out there. So they are heroes. But if you do want to get out of this Genesee County area where the MTA buses and cars can take you and want to go someplace warm and shiny, we have the Flint Bishop Airport Marketing Director on this right now, Kasey Posa. Hi, Kasey.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. Well, Kasey and I have known each other for a long time because we did a lot in the radio. When I was on the radio station with Mike and Stephanie in the morning, you would come on and talk about different things you were doing, but you were in television. Give us your background. What did you do?
So for the last 10 years, I was the director of marketing at WNEM TV5 and wasn't really looking to make a move. And my news director there, she knew the person who was in the role at Bishop before I was.
Because she was in TV as well.
Exactly.
Yep.
And she said, Autumn is moving to Traverse City.
Yeah.
And her job is open. And I think that as much as I don't want to lose you, I think that you should apply for the job. And it was that weird week between Christmas and New Year where, you don't know your name. You don't know what you're doing with your life. And the job description kind of checked a lot of boxes. And so I thought, what the heck? So I applied and waited, and all of a sudden I get a call one day that was like, we'd like you to interview. And not to bury the lead, but I got the job.
Yay!
Oh, that's great. Well, I know that Nino over there, who is the CEO, is so grateful for you. I've been working with him, and he's like, oh, yeah, we're lucky to have her. I said, yeah, good call on that one for sure.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
It's good to get positive feedback. Sure. It's nice when people talk nicely behind your back.
And you don't know what they're saying. That's even the best for sure. So now how long have you been there?
So I've started in March of 2025, so not yet a year.
Wow. So you've been there longer, but I'm so glad to see that. And you are so supportive. I love our partnership because you've helped out with the Friends of Public Transportation golf outing that we do every year, the Monday after Father's Day. Yes. You guys were a great supporter. You sponsored it. You were there to golf. I mean, just thank you for that because that helps a lot. Thank you.
Honestly, so when I was during the hiring process at the airport, they asked me, do you like to golf? And I said, it's been on my bucket list. And they said, learn to golf.
Oh, really?
Because part of this job, part of the PR aspect of my job is we
participate.
We like to participate. We like to, support. And there's a lot of golfers at the airport, so they really like to support golf outings.
Did you golf at the Friends?
I did.
How'd you do?
I mean, we're real thankful for scrambles. We do have a lot of strong golfers on our team. But you know what? Honestly, I can't say enough about the staff at the airport because from day one, my background was not aviation. So I learned something new every single day.
I bet you do.
I learn a new acronym. Everything every day is a new learn, but they were really great about teaching me how to golf.
Oh, so, that's good.
I think this year I'm going to take an actual lesson.
Oh, good.
But, I got new clubs. I had the outfits.
Oh, the outfits.
So we were already set.
As long as you looked the part, exactly. You are good.
But yes, very thankful. So our CFO, Dion, she is a phenomenal golfer.
Was she on your team that time?
She was on my team. So, it's always great playing with her because you're like, oh, yeah, no, we did great today. But really, Dion did great.
Right.
We all just...
Well, it's a scramble. Take the best ball. So
that's
it's
right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And they have used my ball sometimes when I was in scrambles.
I will say they did use my ball a few times.
Doesn't it make you feel validated?
Yes, exactly.
Like, oh, good.
So I'm like, LPGA, here I go.
Well, at least you had the support. The first time I tried golfing, they asked me to be part of the Adopt a Pet golf outing in Fenton to be on the committee and to help. And so I thought, okay, I'll do that. And they asked me to golf. And I said, I've never golfed before. And Mike McDonald, my co-host on the radio station, said, oh, all you need is a putter. That's all you need. It's like, are you sure? He goes, yeah, really, that's really all you need. It's like, okay. So I walked in with the putter, like, here I am to golf. They're like, you're going to golf? I was like, yeah, Mike said that's all I needed. Well, he may have misinformed you.
Yes.
So a friend of mine said, you can use my golf clubs. I said, well, thank you, but I never golfed before. She goes, well, then you can't use my golf clubs. But I did use some, and it wasn't bad. I was kind of, I don't want to say it was it was beginner's luck. I hit the ball. I didn't do too poorly.
Yeah, I do really well with the tee. Like once it's placed, I found that last year I would drive directly into the ground as hard as possible. So we're going to try to not do that. I think a lot of golf courses would be like, please don't do that.
Well, when you did join the Friends of Public Transportation golf outing, I was part of that committee, and I got the great big long martini tees. Did you get some of those?
Yeah, those are my favorite.
I know, mine too. I'll get some more. Those are wonderful.
Yes.
They're nice and tall, so you can hit the ball.
Tall ones are always good. Yeah.
Yeah, and they go in the ground nice and stop.
Yeah. So then you got to have one of those forgiving drivers that, doesn't matter how bad you hit it, it still goes somewhat straight.
Yeah, they do drivers like as big as my head. And when Mike gave me that putter, it's like, that was so wrong. Yeah. But anyway, I was
going to say your golf outing was great too, because I got to, my brothers have a good friend who works for MTA. Oh. And so he put together a team. And so I'm at the golf course, and all of a sudden.
Is that Ben?
It is.
Love Ben.
We love Ben
Blazin. It's great, yes.
But so my brother and my cousin and Ben, they all formed a team. So I threw out the golf course. I was like,
I know them.
There's my fam.
And because I've been on other committees, all golf committees, which I'm going to one tonight actually for the Adopt a Pet of Fenton, I've learned a lot. So when I'm helping out with the Friends of Public Transportation's golf outing, I know to put the little bags together so you have treats when you get on the golf club.
We do love a treat.
Yeah, and then all the great giveaways and donations.
Yeah.
And that's a fun. Well, I guess we were actually here to talk about you and not the.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, she works at the airport. She wants to talk about airplanes in the airport.
Well, it's funny because we had a flyer right here in front of us with the golf, and we were talking about how fun we have off our jobs, which just makes it nice and fun. But okay, if somebody does want to, maybe they want to go fly someplace to play golf. How can they do that?
Well, I mean, we definitely have the destinations for golf. So right now we have 3 different carriers. So Allegiant, Flint Bishop Airport is actually an Allegiant base. So that means we have Allegiant staff, Flint is their home base.
And I do like that because it's very inexpensive. It goes right to Florida back and forth.
Exactly. So our destinations, I can just run them down.
Sure.
We have, as far as our Florida favorites, we have Destin, Tampa Bay, Sarasota, Punta Gorda, Jacksonville, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale. And then they also fly to Nashville. Portland, Oregon was a new one, and that's seasonal. Portland, Oregon was so successful last year.
Really?
I think it was one that they kind of took a shot at. Yeah. And there's apparently a lot of people who grew up in this area and were engineers, and either they have moved or their kids have moved to Portland. So there was a lot of back and forth traffic.
My niece moved there, so it's good to go now. Now it's time for us to take a flight.
Know.
Absolutely. And so we were just really excited about that. We had on the inaugural flight, we had 2 sets of grandparents from the Flint area that were meeting their grandkids for the first time.
Oh, how special.
They had been born within the last year. Yes. They hadn't been able to travel. And because we had that direct flight, they were able to go back and forth. So
I love it.
We're really happy that Allegiant decided to bring that back. So that'll be, we don't have an exact date, but sometime this year. I know it went live last May. So I would probably somewhere around that time.
Well, I want to get a list of that. Is that on your website?
It is. Okay. Yep, absolutely.
Because I'm thinking about going someplace warm next winter, and I want to know, I'll go someplace where the airport goes. So I'll look for a place
we
in those
appreciate
areas.
that.
Yeah.
So with Allegiant also, we have Phoenix, Arizona, like Phoenix Mesa.
Yeah.
That's always a great trip. Then, of course, everybody's favorite, Las Vegas.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We go and lose money.
Yeah.
Neighbor loves that. He said he doesn't gamble, but he goes because there's shows and there's the restaurants.
Yeah, I think that if you haven't been to Vegas in probably 10, 15 years, Vegas is totally different than, it's not just I'm not a big gambler. I like to play a slot machine every now and then.
It's more of a Hollywood, right? It's more like the shows.
Yeah. And if you do want that old, like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, which I love, that old feel, then, old Vegas is still there, and they have the Detroit Hotel. I mean, it's just a
phenomenal place.
There's something for everybody in Las Vegas.
And what's the price, a common price to go there from Allegiant?
Sometimes Allegiant does deals. I know that in the next few weeks, Allegiant's going to be doing some deals.
I saw $39 on my email.
I was going to say, sometimes it's
so cheap.
You can't go to a casino in Detroit for what you can, travel to Vegas with. So, one little plug I will say, if you go to bishopairport.org, you can you can build your trip right on our website.
Oh.
So there's as soon as the website comes up, it's called Fly My Airport, and your starter will always be the FNT airport, and then you can type in you can type in any destination, and it will give you the best fees, the best time to go, etc.
Really?
Oh, that's cool.
I did not know that.
I know a lot of people don't think, they'll either go to a travel website or they'll contact their travel agents, which we still use travel agents. We love our travel agents that partner with the airport. But, sometimes people just kind of like to see what's out there and plan their trip themselves.
And compare.
And if you just go to our website, bishopairport.org, and then you can't miss it. It's the first thing that pops up. It's the Fly My Airport widget. You type in where you want to go, and it'll give you the price.
It'll tell you which airline to go to.
Exactly. So, we also, obviously Allegiant is our base. We also have American and United. They fly only to Chicago, but they fly to Chicago 3 times a day.
To get the connections.
Exactly. And so, we always I joke, you put the go in Chicago, because with that one short, flying from Flint to Chicago is a breeze. So with that one, you have a short connection, and then you can literally go global. We have a team that kind of helps us plan different routes, things that are maybe competitive with some of the larger airports. And they found a trip from Flint to Italy and from Flint to London that rivaled some of the larger airport fees.
Really? Nice
and you
to
have
know.
the convenience of, what they call our catchment area, which is, basically how far people will travel. We get quite a few people from that northern Oakland County that are right in the middle, that it's, do you want to drive through the traffic? And,
No.
I will be the first person to say, sometimes flying out of Detroit makes sense, but you're paying more. Whether it's parking or whatever.
I pay more to go to Flint Bishop. It's clean. It's nice. You have new things coming in there. It's so easy to get in and out of. I did, like you said, Detroit might work for some, but for me to drive that hour and a half, don't know if I'm going to get a flat tire, or there's going to be traffic, or the weather.
Exactly. Construction.
And then I get so lost. It's like, okay, it's not so bad when you're dropping somebody off if you're doing that, but picking them up is really a nightmare. Like, where do they come in and where are they? And it's overwhelming for me because I don't know where I park. It's like, it's expensive to park there.
Yeah. And, for us, I always like to point out Detroit's least expensive parking is a large shuttle ride off site. Their least expensive parking is our most expensive parking, and that you can park, right up against the...
Yeah, you can park right in your front door for $12 a day. That's pretty darn good. And now you have the shuttle parking across the street, and you said that's quite easily because they follow you. They stalk you as soon as you walk in.
Exactly. I love the shuttle parking, especially when you're talking spring break, when you're, everybody wants to park as close as they can, but a lot of times, even that close parking, you're walking. And now with the shuttle lot, it's across the street, and as soon as you pull in, the shuttle guy sees you, comes right to your vehicle, you lock up, you get on the shuttle, and then he takes you. So it's literally car door to front door service.
And that's a free service. Of course, you're going to give them a tip for helping you with your luggage.
Yep.
Do they get off to help you with the luggage, or do they?
I'm not sure. I've always kind of been that person that kind of grabs my own luggage.
Mine too. Yeah.
But I have, our shuttle drivers are amazing people. Yeah. I'm sure if there was somebody who needed help with their luggage, they would help them out. But the shuttle parking is $10. So, $10 a day.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's protected. It's all right there.
It is. Yep. Everything is secured.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that makes it easy because I know you're going to be going in October. I'm going at the end of this month just to thaw out a little bit. And it's nice that you have that so close because I live close to the airport. I love how convenient it is.
Yeah. Yep. And we do have, so in October, we switched to ticketless parking. So when that means, before you would pull in, they would spit out the ticket and then you'd park. And then when you'd leave, you'd kind of have to wait for that queue to leave because, there's a lot of people leaving the airplane at the same time. So you'd have to wait. And Metropolis, so our parking was SP parking that got purchased by Metropolis. And so Metropolis has decided to go ticketless. So what that means is you pull in It captures the license plate of your car. There are QR codes from as soon as you park all the way through the airport. You scan the QR code. You fill out, essentially your license plate, your name, your telephone number, and your credit card information.
One time. Once you do that, you're done. Yes.
Yep. You do it one time. And then I will tell you, though, if you get a new car and have a new license plate, don't forget to add that second license plate.
Oh, yeah.
But once you've done it, like you said, it's done. It's done. And then when you leave, you pull up to the gate and it's
just leave.
Not even a second. It recognizes your license plate. It recognizes the process. You pull out and you get a text message with the receipt.
Yeah.
But we do have people that are not tech savvy. And so we will always still have somebody in the booth. But I will say, and I witnessed this just the other day, the booth, it takes maybe 40 to 50 seconds for it to process.
Yeah.
And, you have the people who are doing the ticket list just whizzing past you while you're kind of in this payment queue. But I mean, honestly, even with that, it's...
Well, I went to the Fisher Theater a couple of months ago, and that's the first time I experienced that.
Yeah.
I was looking for the ticket. You don't want to lose it because they're going to charge you a lot more.
Right.
And there was a man inside. I said, no, what's your license plate number? And they just left. Yeah. And I thought, this is great, because usually you got to wait bumper to bumper, wait for people to go through there, wait for the arm to come up and down. And it was very convenient. So I'm so glad to hear you guys are doing that
and
now.
know, a lot of people who are like, oh, now I have to sign up for this thing. The funniest thing is that so many people have come through the airport and they already have Metropolis on their phone because they have parked in Detroit. Metropolis, it's not just a local thing.
Cool.
There have been people who have come in from Nashville and they're like, oh, we have Metropolis because that's our main parking provider.
Perfect.
So, Metropolis is in Detroit. So odds are you may have already used the service before and you're already in the system and you just come in, come out, and be on your way.
Metropolis is in Gotham City too, isn't it? Batman approved. Yeah.
You can fly on Batman.
There you go.
They have Allegiant or Batman. So you have Allegiant, United, and American.
Yes.
And then I love that. I did not know you can go to bishopairport.org and you can go on there and find out the my flight.
Yeah. Fly My Airport.
Fly My Airport.
It's easy peasy.
Yeah.
Yep. Lemon squeezy.
And the last time I went in there, which was just maybe a couple of weeks ago, I did see some new things I hadn't seen, like a juice bar area.
Yeah, so we have been doing quite a bit of construction. The teal and red and purple and yellow carpet of years past is slowly going away. It's still airside, but when you walk in, you're going to see brand new carpets.
Nice.
You have a terrazzo design. One of the things that Nino, our CEO, it's very important for him for the community to be reflected in the airport. We are the community airport. So, you're going to see the Flint City arches kind of reflected in that, kind of like an homage to that. And then upstairs, when you take the escalator, that's our big project right now. We're hoping that that'll be done around spring break.
Good.
So that flooring, it's just every day I get to see the construction workers. They come at night. And so every morning when I come in, I kind of take a little sneak peek. But
well, you showed us some pictures and it's beautiful. I cannot wait to see it in person.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. So, so that will go on for a bit this year, the construction on what we call land side. And then we're going to transfer over to airside. So airside is anything past TSA.
Okay.
So it's going to be, quite a few months, but...
Speaking of TSA, we just talked about this. It's important to know if you do not have a passport or you don't have a little yellow sticker on your little star on your license plate or on your driver's license, you should have those to travel. That's what you're going to need. And if you don't, you can still travel, but when you get to the airport, they can get through, but it's going to cost $45.
Exactly. Correct? So the real ID is anything with the star, and then obviously a passport kind of trumps all ID.
But if you're not international. If you're just like going to Florida, you don't need your passport.
True. Yes. So the real ID is something that they've been trying to put it into effect since I think 2020.
Yeah.
And then, but this past March, past May, it was May 7th that it officially went live. Mm-hmm. And they've been kind of giving people that period of time that if you didn't have the real ID, if you didn't have that gold star on your license, that they would just ask you some follow-up questions. You kind of be pulled out of the queue, and they would, unfortunately, that does take time.
Sure.
And it kind of slows everything down. So the cost for that will now, if you don't have real ID or any of the other government issued IDs that are approved, you will have to pay $45. And that there's a QR code. If you the best is if you don't have a real ID to do it before you get to the
go
airport.
to the Secretary of State right now, and you can.
Yes.
It doesn't take that long. My friend just did it, and she said I got mail already, so she's all set to go.
Yep. So yes, that should be your first step. Is if you don't have it, go get the real ID. But if you're traveling soon and still don't have it, my suggestion is if you go to bishopairport.org and then you can click where it says TSA, we have the QR code on our website for you. You can just scan it, or you can go to tsa.org. You can scan it, do the payment process. That way, when you get to the airport and you approach TSA, you can show them that you've already been verified. Good. And it'll be on your phone, so then that way you're not delayed anymore.
Good.
I will say the best thing about Flint Bishop Airport is that, we really don't have those long lines.
You don't.
Yes.
Even at our most busy time, which is the holidays and spring break, we can get everything.
Smooth.
Everybody.
It's very smooth. Then you have a little bar area. You can sit in there and have a sandwich or a drink and wait. That's always nice.
So I believe that it'll be started after spring break, but our airside bar, that is going to be redone. That's going to be a gorgeous little tiki. So as soon as you pass TSA, we want you to start your vacation.
I love it.
And so it's going to be a little tiki getaway.
I may have to come back again after this next
Exactly.
one. Because I'm leaving on the 19th, so that'll be a time to go over there. Because you already have a really nice little bar area
Yes,
there.
yeah.
And you can wait on right away. It was never waiting. That's what I liked about that, too, because when you go to a bigger airport, they want you there 2 hours before your flight ends. And with yours, an hour is plenty of time.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say is that if you are carrying on your luggage, you could show up hour, an hour before they board, sometimes a little bit less if you're a little bit late. But I will always want to reiterate, if you are checking your luggage, you should really hour and 45 to that 2 hours, just because the people who are helping you at the front are also the people who are helping you at the back.
Oh,
and so if you cut it too short and you're checking your luggage, that's
you might
the key.
not get your luggage. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We've had some unhappy travelers that,
that makes sense. So you only have so many people who can do so many things.
Exactly. But I mean, outside of that, if you get there, if you're carrying on your luggage, it's easy peasy.
Mm-hmm. Well, traveling's fun. Some people get afraid of it.
I love it, actually.
I do too. I like the takeoff, the landing, everything in between.
Like all of it.
Yep. And they do say that actually there's less accidents in the air than there are on the ground.
Yes.
There's more car accidents.
We knock on wood, but I especially with this job, I've been traveling quite a bit more.
Sure you would.
Different conferences and things like that. And I love it. I love to travel.
I know, me too. It's fun.
Yeah,
Even
I'm
when
one of
you're
those
working,
people
it's
that I have my packing down. I have all my packing cubes.
Oh, good for you!
Yeah.
I could use you. I still kind of take too many things.
Oh, I still overpack. but
no, we try to stuff everything into a backpack. That's what we did when we went to Portugal.
Oh, wow.
I had a backpack. My wife had a backpack. That was it.
Here's another tip I've learned too. Since you're traveling with your wife, if you're rather it's a suitcase or your backpack, put if you're taking it with you, it's different. But if you're going to check a baggage, my friends have learned to take half of his stuff and put it in her suitcase, half of her stuff put it in his suitcase.
So
if they do lose one,
that's
you still
actually
have
smart.
I know.
That is really smart.
They've had that
I learned
before.
the hard way that if I when I go to Mexico,
if
I go to Cancun and you're at a resort, I will always pack a pair of shorts and a swimsuit in my carry-on.
Yep.
Because I've had delays with my luggage.
Absolutely. Yep.
And sometimes when I get to that resort, I'm ready to go.
That's right. Let's get to the pool. Yeah.
And the his and hers, that's really smart.
I thought that was good too. Yeah, I've always taken a clean pair of underwear and my little swimsuit in my carry-on, my purse, whatever, because I want to get right to that pool. Yeah, good advice, isn't it?
Love it.
And also is I always like to hear the earbuds, so you can listen to your whatever you want to listen to on the air. So in case people are snoring next to you. But I found this little thing. It's like a headband. It's a soft headband. My sister told me about it, and it has ear speakers inside the ears, so it doesn't. So just like the headband, So you can put it over your eyes if you want, or just wear the headband and it blocks out everything. You can put a podcast or maybe some wave sounds or fan sound and blocks out the snoring and the noise.
Very nice.
Learn all these things along the way.
I know.
Well, thank you for coming in, Kasey.
Absolutely.
I know you're busy because your phone's been going off. You've been checking your texts, and I know you guys are renovating, so you have a lot of stuff going on right now.
We are, but it's all good. We welcome everybody to, book out of Flint and come and see what we've been doing.
I highly recommend it. That's what I would do.
Me too. I highly recommend it.
Absolutely. So
I
much
can
easier
vouch
and
for it.
better. Yep. I love it. And also, we won't get into it too much, but I know everybody asks about the air show, and there is one coming up in the near future.
So an air show is forthcoming.
Yes.
It's going to be in the next few years. So we have our centennial anniversary of the airport up and coming. And so we're just trying to, we feel like that's a great way to honor the airport is by doing an air show. So, the logistics, the dates, everything is being worked out.
We'll have you back on for that.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. Okay, we'll get more details about that.
Great.
It'll be fun. Well, thank you for coming in.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for this opportunity.
We do it every week, and it's called On the Road with the MTA with Jay and Stephanie K. We try to connect people with the community, something fun, maybe it's helpful, free food if they need it. So it's always something very beneficial. So thank you for being on, and hopefully you'll keep listening. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to On the Road with the MTA. For more information on our services and community outreach, visit us online anytime at www.mtaflint.org. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The MTA, your community, your connection, your way.